I'm very excited about the upcoming 2011-2012 season. As always, it is a variety of presentations for our audience that will be both stimulating and provocative, fun, hopefully, challenging and exciting. Sons of the Prophet, which is going to be our first play at the Laura Pels Theater, is a new play and means a lot to us because it was written by Stephen Karam, the writer of our first play at the Roundabout Underground.
Sons of the Prophet is billed as a comedy about human suffering, which I think is a pretty accurate, broad overview.
It's about life. It's about being faced with adversity, and in this case, a lot of it, and finding a sense of humor with that, and moving through it.
The way that Stephen Karam writes the play is with such honesty and such humor and such human quality that it's really easy to relate to and then also easy to laugh at.
I got sent this play and I read 2 pages and I called my agent and I said, I want in, because I hadn't heard a voice like this.
Joanna's priceless. I mean, she's just, she's a playwright's dream.
She's hilarious, and she's perfectly cast in this play.
She's brilliant.
Santino Fontana, I have seen him on stage a couple of times. Spectacular young man.
He's just fantastic. I mean, I can't say enough good things about him. He is one of those actors that you just, from the first time he interpreted the role from start to finish, he understands, you know, all the facets of the character.
If you want to think and feel and enjoy while you're doing both, then you should see this play.
It's a great night. It's a funny night. It's warm. It's moving.
This is kind of a play that by the second act, it kind of feels like it's careening out of control in a really, I think, exciting, fun way.
We are doing for our underground fall production, Suicide Incorporated. It's not the most cheerful title, but the play, although it does have suicide as part of it, is really not a play specifically about suicide. It's a play about family and to some extent about redemption.
Suicide Incorporated is by Andrew Hinderaker, who is maybe the youngest playwright we've ever produced.
It's basically like you go to Hallmark for a thank you card, you go to Suicide Incorporated for your suicide note. And as odd as a premise as that sounds, the reality of the play is very truthful.
Obviously from the title you can tell it's got a high concept to it, but it's also a very human play.
It starts out as a dark satire, but then it becomes a very complex story about how men express their feelings.
What is the role of the man in society, and when he reaches out for help, does it make him weak or does it make him strong?
My favorite thing about the play is how surprising it is, how many turns it takes. When it begins, you think it's going to be one kind of play, and then it turns on you, and then it turns on you again and surprises you again.
This is a play you're going to want to come see.
We're very excited about Suicide Incorporated. Don't let the name fool you. Come and see it. I think it's going to be a stunning production. I've always had a soft place in my heart for Athol Fugard, and this year is his 80th birthday celebration. And his 80th birthday celebration will be kicked off with the Roundabout production of The Road to Mecca, which stars, I think, one of the greatest actresses of all times, Rosemary Harris. She will be magnificent in this role. And an old friend of Roundabout's, Carla Gugino, and another old friend of Roundabout's, the great Jim Dell. It's a 3-character play about an older woman who has become eccentric in her ways as she gets older, and the play is about the 2 people in her life who are sort of struggling over what she should do at this point in her life.
Road to Mecca is a play of his that has been presented in New York before, but never on Broadway.
The play takes place in South Africa, in the Karoo, and it's about this woman, Miss Helen, who has taken to creating these sort of sculptures around her home.
She's widowed. She hasn't had a very happy marriage. That is over. And she thinks that her life is over.
At its heart, it's a play about people figuring out their place in this world. Miss Helen is someone who doesn't know if she still has a place in the culture around her.
I was so grateful that Athol Fugard did write this part. It's a wonderful role, and I'm so thrilled to be able to play it. It's a wonderful challenge. It's a wonderful journey, a wonderful mountain to climb.
It's a beautiful, I think it's one of Athel's greatest plays.
As long as there's art, and as long as people want to pursue their dreams, it'll be relevant. It's a wonderful play. It's a masterpiece.
Look Back in Anger is a John Osborne play. It was one of the first of the angry young men plays, as they're called. A very, very, very legendary play at its time, and directed by this extraordinary young director named Sam Gold, who directed for us last year at the Underground, and is one of the hottest young directors around the city.
Sam has found a new way into the play that I think is going to be really interesting for the audience, whether they know the play already or not.
Sam is funny and dark and has a very quirky sense of humor and really loves this play.
Look Back in Anger is a love triangle between a young working class guy named Jimmy Porter and upper middle class or upper class young woman, Allison, who they're a very unlikely pair, and they're sort of shacked up in a little attic flat in Midlands and in the 50s.
The sort of iconic version of that play is of this character, Jimmy Porter, who is so angry, who basically is of that post-war generation, who feels like he missed his chance to be a man, he missed his chance to be a hero, and he's just fighting against anything that comes at him because he has all of this energy and anger in him, and he doesn't know what to do with it, and he ends up taking that out on the people around him.
My vision for the play is about intimacy. This is about people stuffed into a tiny space together trying to live their lives, and it's about young love.
What Sam has found in this play is the fact that underneath all of that anger, Jimmy is in love with his wife, Allison. That is the core of this play.
I'm just really excited to open people's eyes to the play.
It's a very, very powerful, unyielding play, and I think it's going to be quite a powerful production.
We have a really exciting season coming up this year. It's a great combination of classic revivals and exciting plays from young voices who we think are really going to make an impact.
We try to give the subscribers as diverse an offering as possible with the great actors of world literature that they've come to expect from Roundabout.
It's going to be an amazing season of really great work.
It's lovely to be under the banner of the Roundabout because I have great respect and admiration for everything they do.